happy people, how are we today? I am doing fabulous. Thanks for asking. And today is Tuesday, 12 o'clock, 12:03 Eastern Standard Time. And it is time for the show, Coffee with Eddie. And welcome to all of you who are watching this for the first time. Again, my name is Eddie Sand, and I am here to share with you things, experiences, tips, anything that can actually help you create a lifestyle of freedom and purpose. And I'm very passionate about that subject because, well, I am very grateful to live a life of freedom and purpose. Hello, Lori. Awesome. Great to see you here. Happy that you are having a great day today, I'm sure. So, yeah. Today I'm going to share with you the secret to my success. Have you guys ever seen that movie, The Secret to My Success? With oh shoot, now I forget his name. Something Fox, right? Anyway, I'm sure you guys know his name. So yeah, that's a great movie. That's one of my favorite movies. But we're going to talk about that movie. We're going to talk about my secret to my success. And why I'm going to share that with you today is because my wife and I, just so happened to be talking about that just last week. We went out on our date and we were just talking. She asked me a couple of questions that raised the theme of today's Coffee with Eddie. So yeah, I hope that you guys get a lot from it. If this is your first time, welcome. I want to let you know that I am recording a podcast. You guys here on Instagram and here on Facebook, you guys are basically watching my recording of my podcast. And you guys get to see me live. And then, of course, if you want to hear the podcast, really, it doesn't matter. You're going to hear it now anyway here on Facebook or Instagram. So, but that's what I do. I like to record it live. So this is the behind the scenes of my podcast show. And I'll always love to have my coffee. So today's coffee is from Guatemala. Proud of Guatemala. Definitely a great coffee. This was actually roasted in Georgia. So this is a really good coffee. But anyway, let me start recording my podcast. So I've got this little app here. If you guys don't know anything about this app, it's called Boss Jock. Boss Jock. BOSSJOCK. It works awesome to record podcasts. It's really simple. I just record, send it to my Libsyn account, and then it's just uploaded. It's really easy. So let me start with this right now. What I do is I do the intro first, and then we get started. Let me make sure. That's why you see the mic here, by the way. It's because this mic helps to make me sound good. All right, hold on. Let me do the intro here. Recording. Here we go. So right now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's recording right now the intro. So about 9 more seconds, and then you're gonna hear me say about the same exact thing. So you'll see. Here we go. Awesome. Welcome again to another episode, and today we are going to talk about the secret to my success. And yes, I believe it is a secret because everybody needs to know this. And if you don't know how I got to where I'm at, personal life and business life, then you're going to hear about that today. All right, so stay tuned, and we are going to start just in a moment. But first, we've got to talk about our coffee. That's right, coffee. It's brought to you by coffee. That's today's show. It's brought to you by coffee. Maybe I should do that, huh? Idea. So, Lori loves the tech abilities. All right, guys. So if you are guys listening to me here on the podcast, I am doing this podcast live through Facebook Live and Instagram too at the same time, simultaneously. It's really amazing. While I drink my coffee, plus communicate with you guys. It's really cool. It's really awesome. Technology is just awesome. And today, again, I'm going to tell you about my coffee, which is from Guatemala. So, as a matter of fact, I'm from El Salvador, so we're pretty much neighbors. Great coffee, by the way. So, this was roasted in Georgia, and I can taste a little bit of like a brown sugar. Now, it's not sweet. I don't add any sugar to my coffee. I get the whole beans. I grind them, and there's a process. I have a process. My wife says that I'm a coffee snob. I don't know. I just love my coffee. It's an experience. But definitely, this is actually my first time that I have had a watermelon coffee being roasted in Georgia. I didn't know that Georgia was doing this. I think practically many people here in the United States are roasting these beans. So if you don't know anything about beans, just so you'll know, there's usually just two types of beans, coffee beans. However, the roasting process is the experience, right? So for me, I always like to do light roasted with a couple of flavors. It just really depends on how good the coffee is. And that's why I decided to choose this Guatemala one. It's really good. So let me take another sip, and we'll get started. Okay? All right, cool. So you guys want to hear about the secret to my success, right? So there you have it. We're going to start right now with what happened. So my wife and I last week, we were talking, and basically she asked me a question that, well, it's a pretty good question, but I just so happened to be talking about it the week prior in one of my shows. And she said to me, she asked me, "Hey, Eddie, what is it about me that you don't like?" Okay, I'm laughing because that actually thinking about it. I guess I must have been in my A game because I answer pretty good. But not thinking about it, I'll be like, A, B, and I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, honey. If you're watching my video, I'm just kidding. I love you. Okay, so no, seriously. So she asked that question, right? Like, what is it about me that you don't like? And I'm like, well, there's really not one thing. Because we started talking, and she said like, why? And I explained this to her, which this is one of the secrets. I'm going to tell you the secret right now, what it is, and I'm going to share with you why I think that is the secret. The secret is commitment. All right, it's commitment. That's basically it. So if you guys want to hang up, leave, bye. No, I'm just kidding. So it's commitment. That's really the secret. Because I told her, I said to her, well, I really don't have one specific thing. Like, there's no one thing. And there's not like a whole bunch of things either, okay? No, we're pretty much pretty tight together, Misty and I. We really have a good time. But when the times came when we had arguments, right? And it wasn't we've never had a fight. If you guys ever know anything about fighting, couples fighting, we never had like deep, like, blah, 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 screaming at each other or anything. No, not at all. We usually just talk about things. And so when we had those intense conversations, there was a choice that we both made. And the reason why we chose what we chose is to get better, to learn from something that we had discussed. What I would do is I would actually I will stop any type of discussion. I will say, okay, you're right, but I will go away and I would think about, is this it? Like, is this for real? And like, what can I do about it? Hey, you guys, look at this. Old technical stuff, right? Crazy stuff. So I'm going to have to pause this for a moment. But for some reason now, this is not even recording my voice. That is crazy. Look at that. That's crazy. Oh, man. See? It could be all technical, all cool and everything, but it's just, I guess it's not working. Oh, well. Fine. Let it be. Anyway, so what I was saying is, So it wasn't just one thing, right? So I go away, I think about it, and I will say, okay, was she right? Was I right? And of course, I want to be right. And then later on, as I kept going and understanding who I was and who she was, I would make a commitment. There's the word. That's the secret, right? Commitment. I would make a commitment to get better. And what I would do is, and I still do till this day, we don't have that many discussions. This was probably at the beginning when we were first married. It's been 11 years already. So I would go back and I would say, okay, honey, you know what? You were right. You were right. I understand why you felt that way. This is why I felt this way. So what can we do like to get better? What can I do to get better next time? And so she would tell me what she would do, what can I do, and then I would do it. I would literally go and get better. Now, would it work every single time? No, absolutely not. But my effort was to get better. Why? Because I was committed to having a great relationship. Okay, commitment. That's the secret to my success in my personal life, in my marriage. Okay, uh, the secret to my success for my children. Right, I have two girls, and I want to be the best dad that I can be. But what is it? I had told Misty. I said many years ago. I said, listen, Misty, if you ever see me saying something to my girls, maybe getting upset in front of them, like right there at that moment, and whatever I do that doesn't look right, you need to stop me and then tell me what I did because I want to change it. I want to make sure that I'm in that state, that mindset of whatever is happening with my child and whatever I'm saying, whatever I'm doing. If it doesn't look good, stop me there because I want to learn not to do it or how can I do it better. And sure enough, I had instances where I used to get upset. I'm very I like to have keep things neat. Go figure. Now I have kids, and I was like a mess and crazy, you know. But I like to have my things and keep everything clean, and so things wouldn't get clean or it wouldn't be my way. And sure enough, I would get upset, and then she would come, Misty would come and say, "Hey, you know what? You were too hard." I said, "Man, you know what? You're right." So I will give myself some time, and then I will go back, and done it a couple of times or so, not too many, but a couple of times. I would have gone. I've gone to my daughter, and I apologize. I apologize. I said, like, look, listen, I'm sorry. I acted this way. Really, it was just, it was crazy. I just felt crazy at that moment. I explained to her why, and I move on. And let me tell you, I never forget there was this one instance where I felt awful. I felt like, man, I'm so sorry. Like I really didn't mean to say stuff like this, and I learned, and now of course again we have a great relationship with my kids as well. So now comes the business part, right? Again, I'm telling you the secret to my success. I'm serious. You think it's just commitment? Oh, commitment? Oh, forget it. No, 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 no. You don't. Let me finish with the business part now. Now, the business part. For 15 years of my life, I've been wanting to do some type of business. Always, I like something. My brain works that way. I'm always thinking and imagining and dreaming, and my energy just comes. And I sometimes I remember when I started with network marketing, home based business, direct selling, whatever that's called now. MLM. There we go. I started with that, and that's actually where I learned so much of what I do right now. It's been at least 15 years ago, and anyway, so I will get all this excitement, and I will do stuff and move on and learn and do everything I could. Excuse me, but without much success. Now, success meaning to me, okay, because remember, every one of us has different types of success experiences or what we think is success in our lives. But to me, what success was is to not have a job and to have a business where I can actually meet people and travel. That was success to me, right? So I didn't really get to that point, but I learned so much. So about commitment. So again, 15 years ago, right? I've gave up multiple times, guys. Like people meet me and they most likely when people meet me, they think, oh my goodness, this guy is so just awesome and positive and encouraging and so on and successful, right? Whatever that they see. But It took commitment. It really did. The commitment was this. Check this out. My commitment was, even though I had gone through the downsides in business, I was committed to changing my family tree. I'm still committed to doing that. And the only way, as I grew, as I got older, right, at 15 years ago, every year I will get wiser and older, and getting older. Okay, I will get to that point where I will say, okay, no, if I'm going to change my family tree, I'm committed to doing that. But I'm not going to do it if I have a regular job or if my life is different. Like with my family, for example, with my kids, we've never put them in childcare ever. As a matter of fact, I'm right here in my office. My girl, my little one, is out there watching TV. I have her watching Tangle. That's my favorite movie, by the way. Cool movie. So, but she and the other one, they don't know that most parents, both of them, go out and work all day and come back home and barely have time with kids and weekends are busy and blah blah blah. Like they think this is normal. That's what they believe. That's how their lifestyle. We wake up together, we go to sleep together, we go hang out together through the week. It's really cool. I didn't have that. My wife didn't have that. My wife right now, she's with my big one in her homeschool because she homeschools the girls in her homeschool group. So anyway, I was committed to change my family tree. So my commitment showed by me keep on getting up and keep trying and keep going. I will fail, I'll do it again. I will fail, I'll do it again, and here I am. Okay, very grateful and thank God that I stay committed to my cause so that I can reach, at least start living the lifestyle that I'm living now, and I know it's going to get better from here on. So, commitment. You were looking for the secret to your success, or at least you were looking to hear my secret. Is commitment. What are you committed to? And so, I don't want you to think commitment. Oh, it's just I don't want you to water down this word, this action. It's an action word because for you to have commitment, it takes work. I mean, seriously, with my wife, I had those instances, those issues that I will be so upset and frustrated, and of course, I wouldn't change things a lot. You know, here's my little one right now. Can you lift this thing? Oh yeah, okay, baby. Here you go. Like Alicia, please. Yes. Look at that live show, right? Here you go. Go watch your TV, baby. There you go. Go. Here. And there you go. And here you go. Take that with you. Good job, baby. Love you. I love you too. Cool, right? See? Anyway, that's what live show does, right? So anyway, so what I'm saying is it takes a lot of work, a lot of, when I was with Misty and I would get all tangled up in the conversations that we had, intense conversations, what will happen is that it was so hard for me to make the change. Why? Because I had to change, not her. Like I didn't want her to change. I didn't pray, oh God, please change your play, please change your. No, 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 no. I would pray and say, hey, all right, God, how can you help me get better at this area? For me, what am I doing wrong? And do you know what was the most painful part? Is that I was wrong. That pride, I want to be always right. No, that was the hardest one. And I was committed to having a good relationship. With business, man, I had mentors that seriously, they will face me in my face and say, hey, why is it that you're not doing certain things? And I didn't have any excuse. Like I would be like, okay, you got me. Like I don't have any other excuse. And it was the hardest thing to accept that I wasn't doing the work or that I wasn't doing what they were asking me to do fully. It was hard to be wrong and to make the change because there's a lot of bad habits that you and I, as we live through life, we kind of gravitate, or those bad habits want to gravitate towards us, and we got to make sure we check ourselves, and make sure that we don't have too many bad habits, right? Or none, if possible. So anyway, but the point is this, guys, is that the secret to my success has been commitment. It's hard work. It's hard work. It's easy to just say, you know what, I'll just get a 9 to 5 job and I'll just go back and look, dude, I've been doing this for like 5 years now. Working from home, my wife homeschooling, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. And we go whenever, wherever. It's really cool, but it took work. Okay, it took work, and it still takes work. All right. And with our marriage, again, 11 years of being married, and as a matter of fact, it's like we always get better. There's so many things. It's like incredible. As a matter of fact, Misty mentioned one time, she's like, Eddie, I just keep hearing new things about you that I never knew. I'm like, oops, it's been 11 years. I'm sorry I didn't tell you about this. Because why? Because her attitude and my attitude are that we want to be better people. We want to have a better relationship. And we understand that it takes us changing, making the change in ourselves. So the commitment part, if you're going to do it, if you want a different lifestyle, if you want a better a business so that you can have the freedom to live the life you want, and if you want a deeper spiritual life to find the purpose in this world, if you want a better relationship with your marriage, if you're not married and you want to get married, I mean, you're going to have to be committed to doing what? To making a change in you first. All right? Look at your surroundings, decide what's happening, and how can you make it better by not pointing fingers, but by saying, okay, how can I make this environment better? So that's it, man. That's my secret to my success has been commitment. Hey, that could be like a word of the day. Commitment. Commitment. Like Sesame Street. You can tell I hang out with my kids a lot. All right. Anyway, so guys, thank you so much. So check this out. Obviously, and this is just to show you that things don't work out the way that we plan to. But check it out. It's supposed to be recording, and it hasn't recorded anything. Hopefully, you know what? It's like I don't even know what happened. Don't know. But I'm just gonna click finish and whatever. But anyway, things don't work out the way that we want to sometimes, and it's okay. We just got to move on and do what we can, right? Lori says, absolutely, it's all about personal responsibility. Absolutely, Lori. Personal responsibility. Take your responsibility for your actions. Knowing that even though the pride gets in front of me all the time, it's like I want to be right, but we take responsibility for our actions, for ourselves, for our change, for our commitments, for anything and everything that we want to do. We take that responsibility, personal responsibility, which is good, Lori. Thank you so much for saying that. So, yeah, guys, it's really cool. But anyway, this didn't work. That's fine. I'll just make a recording later on. Glad to have you guys here again. I usually take 30 minutes for you to just, let's talk. We just have a good conversation and we move on from there with my coffee. Yum, yum. And what I want you to do now is like and share. If you are here in Instagram, for example, go ahead and like it. And obviously, you'll be able to follow me. If you follow me, you'll be able to know the next time I'm live, which is every Tuesdays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Tuesday, every week. Tuesdays, 12 p.m. If you're listening or watching me on YouTube right now, obviously you want to subscribe right there. Pow! Subscribe. And yeah, you give me some comments. Let me know what you think and what do you want to hear next about my life that can help you. So that way you can increase that lifestyle that you want to have or that you're living already and make it better. And of course, if you're here on Facebook, then you want to go ahead and like and share if this is a message that maybe a friend of yours may need to hear, right? someone close to you. Just don't go point fingers, okay? Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. We just talked about that. Awesome, guys. It's 12:27, and I'm gonna go ahead and record my podcast again. See what happened here this time. But I'm really glad that you guys made it. Very thankful that you guys keep coming back. And of course, if you're not here with me live, then obviously very grateful that you're watching the recording. So, Lori, thank you so much for being here. Glad to see you. And I will talk to you all next week. Again, Coffee with Eddie, Tuesdays, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Eastern Time. I can't talk now. Have a good day, guys. Bye.